decided to resume the action out of the water midway through it, or I would have surely died. At least the guy didn't burn himself. What do you mean? Last time I had sex on the jacuzzi, my body got so hot, the guy almost burnt his dick. Considering investing in a cooling system, but it's so situational and expensive that I'll pass. Besides, these cooling systems require too much maintenance. Wait, I think I should leave, but care to join me and skip it for the rest of the night? Can I plug my service at the end of the night? Sure. Then count me in. I've got the perfect stories. Let us be on our way then. Goodbye, bartender. Bye, honey. Well, let's start the story. You see, there was this native Santa. Wait, seriously? They left. A pair made in heaven. At least they look like they're having fun. That method of filming underwater sounded convoluted as fuck though. But I guess it's hard to keep a cool head when you're horny. We're done, boss. Man, don't you just feel great? We're in the same place. Here, Joe. What's this? Hey, bonus. Today I got a taste of the kind of clients you deal with and keep it up. Well, tomorrow is the big day, so get ready. That goes for you, both of you. No mistakes, but still one mistake, because shit. And we are pretty much at the end. I can't believe it. Let's do one more save. Oh, we have a lot of time. See, now I kind of regret that I didn't go back, and it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I'm not gonna waste the money, because again, if I do another playthrough, it'd be nice to have all the money. Nothing to report. I'll leave the possible open in case you want to hide from the noise. Thanks. I saved. Let's do it one more time, just in case. The last one, and then we go on to wait. Can I do that? Can I do this now? Did I not? Actually, you know what? We do have time, so I'm gonna try this. Apparently, you can. This is a mini game. Oh, Jesus. I never did this the first time around because I didn't know you can. And then, not to mention that I also failed miserably. One more try. You're supposed to beat this in order to get the complete ending. But if I don't do it in this next one, that's it. I'm not gonna really waste time on it. I just wanna make sure. And not to mention, I also have like what, 3 other more, like so many other more endings to do. And since I've actually finally bought it, it just means that sooner or later I can do it in the other playthrough and just make sure to do it. That's it. No. Okay. I'm going to open that up again. Doesn't matter. Go to work. This is the last day, so we get the last day. Period. I don't know what else to say. Well, let's see. Lila's in the back getting everything ready. I'll grab some food I've ordered. I've also agreed to work on New Year's if I want to pick it up myself. Are you alright? I'm scared. Gabby will be showing up at any minute. Relax, everything will be alright. I can assure you of that. Drink something, maybe that will cheer you up. Maybe. I'll leave you for a bit, but keep your chin up. If you get through this, I'll give you, I don't know, a hug? Does that work? A hug? A big one. A reward for after everything's said and done. Gotta go. You can do it. Right. Everything's fine? You've been avoiding this for all these years, now it's time to face it head on. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything will be better after I talk to Gabby. Boss might even give me a hug. I'm okay. Hello? Gabby. Come in. Excuse me. Welcome to that. Hey. You talk first. No, well... Some days ago, I got a letter. And even odder than getting a letter is the fact that it was from your sister. A what? My sister sent you a letter? That's the first I've heard of it. What did it say? I don't know. I never opened it. At least not until now. Huh? I figured I should read it with you. Yeah, let's do it. Let's read it. Alright then. Sorry. Just that? Yep. Isn't there anything else in the letter? Maybe on the back? It's just like your sister. I spent days worrying about this letter, not wanting to open it for fear of what it might contain. I lost sleep and appetite thinking about it. And after all of those worries, after all of those problems, after all of those years not talking to her, she sends me a letter, a fucking letter of all things. And it just says, sorry. Sorry for what? For our fight? For not talking all these years? Now I'm fucking pissed. Are you laughing? Sorry, I remembered all the times my sis provoked you like that way. Like that time where she gave you chocolate labeled 1, 2, and 4 during Valentine's Day, and you were pissed about the lack of a 3. Or that time when you left an unopened beer bottle on the table, she sneakily opened it and took a sip. She didn't even tell you she did it, and you were confused all day long. She always bragged she knew me like that the back of her hand. If the letter was supposed to piss me off like that, I guess she had all the right to brag. Maybe she was being sincere though. She did express to me that she was sorry on more than one occasion. She did? Huh? You told me she died from localized nanomachine rejection, right? In her heart, yeah. Instead of the massive rejection that always makes the news, her case was more focused. They usually amputate or replace the part and call it a day, but organs are different. The condition made her susceptible to transplant rejection, not to mention the artificial hearts and genetic treatments were out of the question. Yep. Thing is, apparently, she suffered that since she was 18, but kept it a secret from everyone. Why? If I knew, I was angry to learn that she hid it. She didn't. Why didn't she tell me? Was it to avoid worrying me? Was she ashamed? What was it? Wait, how did she live so normally then? She had to use a serum, shot near her heart every 3 days. Apparently, the serum burns like hell. The shot even left her a nasty mark where she had to apply them. So that thing near her left breast wasn't a birthmark? And the rejection was what ended up killing her? Nanomachine rejection was what ended up killing her, but they couldn't find what made her so vulnerable. Doctor says she might have missed a shot, or the shots made her other defenses grow weaker. The condition could have just gone nuts out of nowhere, or maybe it was blood pressure. Maybe it was regular heart attacks and the rejection acted afterwards. They didn't know. She kept it secret from everyone, so nobody knows. Maybe if she had told me about it, I could have helped her. Maybe she'd still be alive. Maybe she wouldn't have faced it all alone instead of just dying in her sleep. Thinking about it, what ifs wouldn't bring her back? Huh? I spent so much time hammering myself with the what ifs after you told me she died. What if she waited to cool down a bit back then? What if she just swallowed her fears at the very moment? What if she had apologized earlier? What if she had given a chance to the research institute back then? And the amount just increased threefold after I lashed out at you the other day. But today I realized something. Having such regrets with the dead is a hollow effort. You're alive, you're here. I can make amends with you, but I can't make amends with the dead. I can't apologize to her like I can apologize to you right now. Jill? Lenore? She's resting now. She's just resting after having that heart condition all those years. She didn't have to face it alone, though. So, let's celebrate her life and achievements. If we're here to mourn, let's mourn her together. If we're here to honor her, we'll do it together. Lenore was a fun-loving person. The best we can do right now is trying to lighten up, even if it's only for a moment. I need to ask though, did she really start to complain about chest pain shortly after I left? No. She didn't get physically worse after you left or anything. Everything was actually too sudden. She did complain about chest pains from time to time, but that actually goes way back before you left. Back then, we thought it was just acid reflux or something. Gods, I even blamed her death on you. I was just too angry back then, and part of me just wanted to blame on someone or something. And you didn't deserve that. Sorry. Hey, I'm sorry too, you know. We both have things to apologize for. Don't think too much about it. I should have been mature and not shouted at you either, so let's just call all that water under the bridge, shall we? Are you sure? Of course I am. So, how did you find me exactly? Well, have you heard of a message board called Danger Room? I have, yeah. Well, the truth is that I visit from time to time, and the other day I read a thread that discussed the bar, and the description of the bartender sounded just like you. Are you mad? No, not mad, more like dumbfounded. Hey, Jill, can you tell me what the problem was back then? What sparked that fight? Weren't you happy with my sister? Well, back then I didn't know what to do with myself after I graduated college. I went in and pretty much hated my last couple of years there. It's not far-fetched to think that I only tolerated being there because your sister was with me. Had she stopped supporting my studies, I would have quit right then and there. And then after graduating, I got a very good job offer that she accepted on behalf of No Time. She kept saying it was the best for me and my future, but I was livid. Why did she have to do that? I hated it. I didn't even know if she wanted to go there, but she still insisted so much. Like she was forcing that burden on me. And then became our future, and she started talking about marriage. You were going to get married? I don't think we ever took it seriously. It was just something she kept mentioning. Not like we didn't think about that down the line, but she mostly teased me with it. But the thought suddenly scared the shit out of me. I loved her, but I didn't think I was ready for such a commitment, especially considering what she did. I don't know what I wanted to do, but it wasn't going to let her decide such a big thing for me. I mean, she could be really pushy from time to time. Like I said, pretty much passed college thanks to being with her, and that was partly because she was pushy. Even if she had the best intentions, she could be abrasive from time to time. And it rained down on me that moment. She took it upon herself to make that choice for me. What would have stopped her once we've gotten married? What if she suddenly decided to craft my life to her needs after marriage? I knew her. She wouldn't do it thinking it was best for me, but what about my freedom? My say on the matter? So that's where you stopped loving her, Lenore? No. I never stopped loving her, which is why it hurts so much. But you have to understand, I didn't want to wake up 40 years old working in a job I hate, just out of routine, getting used to it. I wanted to break from everything for a while to put my thoughts in order, regroup myself, think carefully about what to do next. I can understand. I've sometimes felt the same, although I'm not even in college. So that's what led you two fighting, huh? You know, the word fight makes it sound like we've exchanged blows or something. It's all silly when I think back to it, tragically silly. Maybe I was the one who started the fight, getting all defensive about not wanting to take that offer. Perhaps if I didn't overreact to her arguments about wasting that huge opportunity, maybe she wouldn't have lashed out at me this bad. It could have been avoided if I had just kept a cool head and talked about it with her. My sister said something like that. I told you she mentioned on more than one occasion how sorry she was about the whole thing, right? Should have listened to her to the end, but instead I kept pushing her. I should have kept a cool head instead of letting my jealousy take the best of her. Me. It was her offer, not mine. I should have stopped projecting myself so much onto her. Something like that. Lenore? We're quite the hotheads, you, me, and my sis. You're supposed to be the mature one, you know? Play your role correctly. But why didn't you come back, Jill? Did you end up hating us that much? Did that break include us too? No, it's just that. Remember when your sister was giving a class and you broke a window? How you didn't want to see her for the fear of being scolded? But my sister wouldn't have scolded you. But I was afraid, dead afraid. I couldn't bring myself to face your sister. But I faced her back then, and I was like 7 at the time. Why couldn't you do it? It's not quite the same. In perspective, no matter what reason I came up with, it will never make sense. Everything sounded very stupid when I would look back, you know, not that it makes things easier. I wouldn't ever get to speak to her again, and it feels bad because it's stupid. I swear, you and my sis were meant for one another. You both moved on after all that, but neither had the courage to go back and say you're sorry. And like I said, berating myself over those past mistakes won't bring her back. I miss her so much though. We were together all the time, always talking about dumb stuff. I wouldn't call my parents useless, but she was the one I could always talk to. I feel her presence every day. Everything is just so quiet now. She was an amazing person. Yeah, she was an amazing person. Mourning is fine and all, but we should be celebrating her life. If she was here, she would tell us that there's no fun in sulking for so long. She told you? That all the time? The same way she told you to stop rubbing things in people's face, both figuratively and literally. Hey, I was 8 back then. So let's have a toast in her honor, shall we? A toast? Yeah, let me get you a drink. A drink? Don't worry, trust me. Something sweet. Something sweet. Let's go with this one. Option. Age. Grab this for a sec. Okay. Lenore, I know you're watching from beyond right now. As I give a drink to your little sister, it's obvious to me now that we both meant to make amends at some point, but we never got around to it. I can't apologize to you anymore, but I can at the very least, make you rest easier. So know that I'll look out for Gabby in your absence. I'll make sure Gabby grows into a fine woman, just like you were. I'll always be there for her. I'll be sure the little brat doesn't face the same problems you and I have. Hey, want to add anything? I'll always miss her. Don't say it to me. Say it to her. That's a bit. Come on, just this once. I'll always miss you, sis. Sis. Sis, you idiot. Why do you keep that secret for so long? Idiot, idiot. I always told you everything. Wasn't I enough? You idiotic idiot. Hey Jill, promise me you won't be like that knucklehead? That you won't keep stuff like that to yourself? Only if you promise me the same to me? And promise me we won't fight? I can't do that, huh? You and I are both too thick-headed. Sooner or later we'll clash on some opinion. But what I can promise is that I won't run away like last time. We'll both cool off and talk it over like adults we are. I'm not an adult? Let's face it, you've been more mature than I have. Hey, do you mean what you said? That you look after me? I'll always be here for you, Gabby. I mean, I'm not Lenore, but I wouldn't dare leave my little sister alone. Jill? Hey, wasn't this a toast? Right. For Lenore, faithful sister and girlfriend. Cheers. Cheers. So, about this drink. Can I drink it? Do you like it? Take a sip. It's not bad. When I drink it then, you're with an adult. Might as well break the alcohol taboo here and now. Right. Now that I think back to it, didn't your sister give you a beer once as a prank? Oh yeah, that. It was April Fool's. I should have known better when she offered me apple soda. I put bubblegum on the soles of all of her shoes in retaliation. She walked funny, and my jaw hurt for the rest of the day. Yeah, but did you know you got my drink that time? Huh? She gave me a beer, and it turned out to be apple soda. Oh. Did you get back at her? Well? Oh shit, television went off. Not in real life, but the little TV in the back, this one, it turned off. Let's just continue. I did hide all the dildos in the house that night, only to find out she knew how to use a cucumber. And as a follow-up, she used the same cucumber in the same salad days later. So she said, "So did you like eating me for lunch, Jill? I'll tell you when you're older, or never tell all that." Hey Gabby, do your parents know we were here? They think I'm at Clary's actually. Who? Oh, she's my best friend at school. And this Clary knows you're using her as an excuse, right? Of course. How would she cover for me otherwise? True. Will you go to her house afterwards? To be honest, I didn't think that far. Maybe I will. I do live in another district, but Clary doesn't live close by, so... Oh, it can't be helped. I live nearby and the streets aren't exactly safe at night. Why not stay with me tonight? Are you sure? I don't live in a mansion, but I'd say it's comfy enough, at least to spend the night. Sure, I'd love to stay with you. Great. Hey, does your dad still have that bakery? His bread was really good. Yep, he opened a second branch last year. So he's looking to